here we go, ladies and gentlemen. I am King Vega,
Yeah, I'm King Neil.
and this is We Kill Geppetto podcast. Man, it hasn't been a week, man. Hasn't been a week. Obviously, this is Sunday. This is November 13th, and we all have already witnessed what we would have never imagined would have actually happened in history. Has happened.
Yep.
We're gonna have Donald Trump as our next president.
And I could say I could always imagine it though.
You know what, I was more optimistic in the positive light of what I thought America was going towards, of unity and cultures fusion. I would like to say, which we all just come to terms that we're all really one, and a lot of our differences are actually our similarities. But I guess I was wrong.
Yep.
You was more optimistic that this country, it's really, for the lack of a better word, fucked up. And it's just at this moment, it seems like the change is gonna take a lot more than just
saying it.
Yeah. I mean,
it's action.
And then before we started the podcast, you had told me about this movie, The 13th.
Yeah, documentary.
Yes, on Netflix. It's an amazing documentary. I know you will recommend it. I sure do. If you're listening, please take a chance on this documentary. It's worth every minute. I'm gonna actually go home and watch it again with my wife just so she can see it, because it's really impactful. It shows you how they pretty much transform slavery into imprisonment, and how they use that to just pretty much create economies and destroy families.
Yep.
Or for just straight race
and
cultures separate fathers and mothers from their children.
Yep.
So anyway, I guess let's get back to the whole election, and let's just focus on that. What do you think really went wrong for Hillary, just as far as her campaigning? Let's not go on her actual.
I mean, you know more than me about this because you watched the whole thing, the whole show, I would say. I didn't watch the whole thing, but I would say confidence is a very important thing in America. And I don't see Donald Trump, he showed that he was just extremely confident, and he stood by a lot of things that he said. And I seen Hillary, I seen her change up too many times.
Yeah, she did.
But I didn't see everything.
She did switch up sometimes when she probably shouldn't. I mean, I don't even know what's worse, whether it's the fact that he won or the fact that people voted for him. Because, honestly, at this point in time, and rightfully so, every single one of us should qualify to be any single thing in this country that we want to be. Like this, he literally.
You said should be able to?
Should be qualified. No, not able to.
What?
Should be completely qualified.
No, it's about money.
Well, obviously, but I'm just simply saying.
That's what it's all about.
Well, no, but that's where it comes to, where's America's mindset at? Because how could it be all about money when you have to think that this person has to have some type of, actual knowledge of the work?
Because to most people, money, equals success.
But success for who? I mean, at the end of the day, this is not a place in which you can say, okay, these employees don't matter, we can just kill this whole right wing off. I mean, when we was in the post office, which we no longer are, so we could talk about whatever we want, they destroyed our craft. Remember, they got rid of us, but they gave us an ultimatum. They said either you lose your job or you switch over to this. Remember that crap?
I remember that. I was there with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Right next to me.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. Like, a country can't work like that because, like we said before, you have 33 million black people in this country. You can't tell us where are you going to tell us to go. You could send the Cubans to Cuba. You could send the Dominicans to the DR, Puerto Ricans.
There's not that many jobs, bro.
But I'm saying that you're not. I know it's not that many jobs. I'm just simply saying that.
So they gotta.
I'm saying that if a person is a business mindset, he's like, oh well, these employees right here, we don't need anymore, which is where Trump will be at, right? He can't do that in the country because you can't get rid of people. Even if you do the incarceration thing that we saw in 13th, it's still way too many. So you're talking about pretty much creating civil uprising, you know, going to straight civil war. You can't do that. It's different, you know. Like they did that to us in the post office because they could do that. It's a job. They gonna say, well, no, we can't use you anymore, and then they screw you over. Now you gotta try to find a new job. They do that all the time, everywhere. But you cannot apply that same mindset to people because it's not the same when it comes to their livelihood, where they live, where they eat, where they sleep. You're going to just say, oh, well, half this town is not making money, so let's burn half the town. They, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, all those rural countrysides who are not making any money, who are not doing anything, what is he going to really do for them?
I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know what Donald Trump is going to do. Just like I didn't know, even if she got elected, I wouldn't even know what she's going to do.
You know, to be honest,
I told you from the beginning what I told you. I told you that I honestly don't believe any of them. You know.
Yeah, excuse me, I got a cold, ladies and gentlemen, too. So I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, I just don't believe any of them. So
yeah,
I don't know.
But you know, I got here's my thing. Here's my only feeling about this, as far as when it comes to like actually voting. I feel like the whole electoral ballot is, you know, it's a load of crap. That's the first thing. But the next thing that I want to say is,
how long you been feeling like that? Because you watched the whole.
No, I've been feeling like that for the beginning.
Because you watched the whole thing.
Here's my thing. You know, I watched the whole show. I really did. And in the show, you will see that a lot of times they focus on certain parts of the country, and it would be like Idaho, Florida. You know, it's a big one. But the places that they will focus on would not be places that would normally get money. Let's just be clear.
What you mean?
Meaning, what states is pulling the bread in for this country? Let's be clear on this. New York, California, and Florida can make a claim to that to a certain degree because it got, you know, Disney World and it got Universal Studios.
Nigga, they make oranges, bro.
And they make oranges. Yes, they are the number one in the world. So, you know, we give them that. But we're talking about tourist attraction. We're talking about actually causing attention to this country, giving us a light. If you think about it right now, you say, yo, I'm going to go to the Middle East. You going to go to, I want to go to Dubai. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to Europe. I want to go to Italy. I want to go to Paris. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got places you want to go to. And because of those particular places, it causes people to see other areas and it causes money to flow. This is how the economy works. You need tourism. Who the fuck is going to Candace? Nobody. So why should they count? Like, I know that sounds crazy, but why?
Crazy
why
right
should
now.
they count? Yo, I feel like if you really want to get people working, now hear me out. I know it sounds crazy, but hear me out on this. I feel like if you really want to get people up and motivated and working, make it so that every 4 years, your state has to be the number 1 to 5. Top 5. Wait, hear me out. Like Top 5 bringing money into this country. Think about it, bro. Hear me out.
For you to vote?
In order for your vote of your state to count. So in other words, right now, if we go top 5 states, we know New York is up there. We know Cali's up there. We're gonna give Florida that.
Everybody's I might slide gonna move to state then.
Nah, baby. I got plans for that too. You cannot move anywhere.
You wildin'.
Wait, hear me out.
You
can't.
Now.
Let me finish. Let me hear out the whole scenario. Then you gonna tell me you can't move out of state and get a vote if you have not lived in that state for at least 3 years. So that means that all these people that are gonna say, well, let me move to New York so I can be able to vote Republican still, or I can vote Democrat still, or vote whatever. No, bro, you're gonna have to stay where you at. You have to live there a number of years for you to be able to be qualified to go and make that ballot. Okay, to put that vote in. It does make sense. Because you're gonna have people gonna do what you said, jump the state lines trying to make a vote.
No, I'm talking about the whole idea. Like, you can't do that.
Let me finish explaining. Look, if you put this out there, you say you got to earn money. Your state has to pull in some bread for the country. You got to help us out this debt. We have debt, right? We have this trillions and trillions of dollars of debt. So why is it that so much debt and pressure is being put onto these states, while the rest of these other real country states who are not making money, who don't have jobs, why do they have more say? It doesn't make sense. If you really think about it, you're not contributing anything. You're in an area that you can't contribute to. Why don't you move from that area and come to places that you could contribute to? Yo, you want to stay there, right? You don't want to move. So, all right, cool. If you don't want to move and you want to stay there, then you're going to have to find a way to make money so that your state vote counts. And that's it.
Listen, What you gonna do about the dudes who make billions of dollars, but not in that state? They make billions of dollars in general, but that's the state they live in. What you
Oh,
gonna
guess
do with
what? Get somebody in your state to make billions of dollars.
You bugging.
I'm not bugging. That's
You
fair.
bugging, yo. Nah,
That's
it's
motivation.
not fair. It's
That's
not
motivation. That says get up and do.
Nah,
Get up and yo. All right. So here. You're an NBA fan.
Yep.
So you telling me right now, everybody in the East should just go home, don't play no more, and just let the Cavs win
Wow.
because automatically we know they're gonna win.
That's not true.
Okay, then so then they motivated, right? They
Nah,
gotta get up and play.
Somebody could get hurt. Anything can
No,
happen.
that's what I'm saying. They have to get up and play. They gotta compete. They want to make
two
sure
different
that
things.
they. No, it's not. They want everybody wants jobs. Everybody wants to feel and make America great.
You cannot take away somebody.
Make America great is
just because they don't
capitalism.
make
That's
money.
competition. You gotta get up and do work.
I'm
Find
saying,
something you're good at.
Just imagine if you bringing home bread, bro, but nobody else is. You gonna want your vote to count.
No, bro, you don't understand what I'm saying.
That's what I'm trying.
The entire
You said
state.
the whole state. That's what I'm trying to say. But just say there's like 3 people or 4 people who really doing what they gotta do. You trying to say?
Guess
those
what?
people gotta-
Help your city out.
You bugging.
I'm not bugging. Help your city out. Nobody gives back to their community. Go back to your community. Help your city out. Teach your younger brother how to save his money. Show him how to get a better job. Have him wake up. Nobody wants to help anybody. They want everybody else to help
That's
everybody
a dream,
else.
yo. It's not gonna happen.
I know it is a dream. But I'm saying if we did that, I guarantee you everybody will bust their ass for their vote. It would be dollars. It'd be a difference of dollars of who gets the actual vote. It'd be like, yo, New York wins this vote for $5. Oh shit, who fucked up?
you know
Who
what
they
it
go to
is,
work that day? Like, yo, people would have to have more
Yo, you
motivation.
just admit that you realize that the whole, system is rigged. Like just
I mean, I would say it's rigged. I'm not gonna say it's not rigged.
Just
I
admit
would,
that.
I would say
I was
it's
telling you
rigged
this the
for a
whole
loser
time.
to win
I was telling
because
you this the whole time.
it's because Hillary won the popular vote, but yet Donald still won the election. So that doesn't make any sense. At the end of the day, the popular vote should be the only vote. That means the most people came out and voted for this person. In reality, the way it is a game. It's literally a game of chess. All you gotta do is win a certain amount of states and then you win. That's stupid. How in the world is the country ever gonna benefit if only a certain amount of states are worth something? That's what I'm trying to explain. And at the end of the day, the states that are worth something are not the ones that are really helping the country out economically.
Obviously, it doesn't matter.
And they're not the targets because
It
it's
doesn't
something
matter,
that
though.
it's something that I think I sent you that I heard one of these podcast people say. If you think about it, if something happens, like say to terrorist stuff, they go to terrorist fear. Hear me on this. Say the terroristic fear comes back. Where do you think they're gonna shoot a missile at? Where do you think they're gonna attack? Do you think they're gonna go to Louisiana and do it over there? Or to Idaho? They're gonna go to New York. They're gonna go to California. They're gonna go places that literally me and you live, and places that other people live, that are more open-minded, that are more willing to accept other cultures and other races. Like in all honesty, so these people who count more than us can now destroy us physically with their like stupidity on something that they have no real you're not even really contributing. Like, what are you doing? You can't work, bro. Tell me this if I'm bugging out. If they told you the coal mine is closed and that's the only job there, why would you sit there and stay and wait till somebody brings that and opens that back up when you already know it's closed? Why don't you go look for something else?
Some people will stay.
I mean, evidently. And then you know what I thought? I said, yo, what about resources?
You should watch this video on YouTube. You should watch it with your son.
What's this?
It's the cheese. It's the cheese and the mouse. It's like this little video. You should watch that with your son. It's like it's very like what's what I'm looking for? It's very dumbed down.
Yeah.
To the point that everybody would be able to understand.
Yeah.
It's some people who when they see the mice, right? I mean, when they see if they eat mice and they see the cheese, right? All they think about is the cheese, right? Is one person there who's counting the cheese, like, yo, hold up, we got this amount of, right?
A person.
Yeah, right? Just say it's mice, you know what I'm saying? Just say you a mouse or whatever. There's a mouse who's really gonna keep track of his cheese, and it's a mouse who's just gonna want to keep eating the cheese over and over again because they always gonna in their head they think the cheese is always gonna be there, right? The other mouse who counting, he already know he got to start looking for other cheese somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? Because he's know that, yo, hold up. This amount of cheese I have right here is not going to be enough to feed me and my family or me and everybody else, because these niggas ODing. I mean, these dudes ODing with the cheese. So let me go out here and hunt to see if I can find another stash somewhere to add to my drink.
Okay.
But you got other mice out there who they just keep thinking about their cheese till one day when they go there, they realize the whole cheese is gone and they don't know what to do. Right? And then you got some people who's even worse. You got, now mind you, now there's down to two, right? The first person, he counted his cheese to make sure, you know what I'm saying, once he saw there was no more cheese, the cheese was going down, he went to go see where he gonna find some new cheese at.
Yeah.
Right? Now it's down to two mice now, right? You got one mouse who's like, yo, hold up, we got no cheese here. Yo, we gotta go get some cheese. And what's going on? The other mouse is like, no, it's gonna come back. The cheese is gonna come back. That's the other mouse. Like, yo,
I see what you're
like,
saying.
yo, the cheese gonna come back, man. The cheese is gonna be right here.
He's believing in it.
Yeah. And the other mouse is like, yo, listen, man, you can sit here and wait for these. I'm gonna go find me some cheese, yo.
Anywhere else. He's
Anywhere
just
else. He's like, yo, you know what, yo, I'm gonna go by myself. Whatever, right? Long story short, those are three different type of people that we have here. You know, you got some people where they see the next move. There's people that, like you said, it's a game of chess. You know, it's a game of chess out here. So there's people out there who they see the cheese is missing, then they figure out other ways to adapt. But it's some other people who they gotta get a slap in the face in order for him to wake up and realize the cheese is not here no more. Let me go over here. But you got some people so embedded into the lie, you know what I'm saying, so much into the story that they just still so worried about that. They don't realize that them worrying about that is actually killing them when they could do something proactive and do something about it. That's why I was telling you, like, yo, don't get so caught up in the show of the cheese, because you know this cheese is not for you anyway. You know what I'm saying? You gotta fly in your own lane and find your own cheese. That's what we gotta do. That's what it's gonna be about.
Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna say that now too. I have to say, you know, it's a blessing when you got good friends and a good family around you. Cause, yo, I went through it, you know, already. I was on something. I was tight.
You was getting me mad at you. You know, you was getting me mad at you, my nigga.
Yo, but you know what? I was so emotionally attached to the dream that we were gonna be a little bit closer to unity in this country. Like I told you, like I explained to you how my family is. You know, I'm West Indian and Puerto Rican, and I was raised in a family in which it was like, it didn't matter what you had to do. At one point, you had to just start dealing with it and accepting that these people are your family members. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yeah, maybe we weren't like always the best, happiest family, and maybe sometimes some of my Spanish folks were a little racist towards my blacks. At the end of the day, we ended up learning to love each other, which is what I thought America was coming to, and in which that we were just starting to respect each other's cultures and just say, yo, look, man, that's what you do, that's what you do. I do this, we cool. Half of our differences are similarities. So it was like, you know, that's why I was so upset.
But like I was telling you though, bro,
who I was,
like I was telling you too, though, you used the perfect analogy with that, right? With family, right? Then you have some other family members where you gotta separate yourself from that family just for a few. Like, you know, yo, you still my family, yo, but let me just get my stuff together over here. You get your stuff together over here, and then once it's time for us to go back and mingle with each other, you know, then let's go back and mingle with each other. But it's too much going on. I think we both need a little a
lot of it.
A lot of it is what it is.
I'm going through some of that now with some family.
Exactly. So it's the same thing like that. You know what I'm saying? That when you living with people, when you living in the same community as people, when you living with, like, sometimes, yo, sometimes you really just gotta separate yourself.
Yeah, I'm actually, that was a great analogy. What you just said right there. Because, like, right now, I can say that, like, I know for sure, like, I got a couple of family members, I ain't even wasting my time because they on their own little. And I'm like, I'm going to keep doing what I got to do and focus on me right now. Yeah. And I guess, you know, at the end of the day, I guess America needed that same thing. Like, yo, y'all go do y'all. Yeah. We going to do us. All right, well, you know, hopefully, you know, they succeed and whatever they do, and that success as far as they succeeding, whatever they do, helps us. If it don't help us,
I think it probably will.
If it don't help us, let that shit fail, and you know.
But man,
we can talk shit later.
It's proven, man. I don't know. It's proven. I don't want to get like too like, you know, like political and too deep with it. Yeah. But it's like I think that America, you know, at least for the, you know, like for the real racist, for the real prejudiced people out there, you know, it's, when you really think of it, it's like we always gonna be here. Like it's like that's the moral. Like it's like there's no matter what y'all do to us, you know, we are not going anywhere.
Yeah, black people are gonna be embedded in this country. For
Like
life.
it's gonna be like this for life. So it's like no matter what, like we have been through, or you know, like so many things.
I mean, look, we're watching the Dallas,
And it's a known fact. There's a known fact that the first person was us, right? So that means to tell me it's kind of like remember Nas? He had the album.
Which one?
He was saying how we like roaches. Like you know how like where it's like yo, bro, you know you always gonna see a roach at least.
Yeah.
At least it's like no matter what you do, you could stomp on how many roaches, bro? How many roaches can you stomp on, yo?
You actually got something that's pretty good, bro.
Yeah,
it's killing them out,
but I'm pretty sure.
I still see some of them.
I'm pretty sure when you go somewhere else or you go outside, when you go somewhere, you're gonna see a roach. It's the same concept. We
live in New York, bro. There's roaches everywhere in New
That's
York.
what I'm saying. Like, yo, I just feel like we definitely not going anywhere, you know, and that's just the facts. So we're just gonna have to be a point where we have to try to get on with ourselves first, and then take it from there. But until then, because then it's all about self-respect, you know.
You believe we don't have self-respect? Yeah.
We don't have self-respect. We getting there, but I don't think we do have self-respect because I don't know the way how most people was raised, but I was always raised where, you know, my mother used to tell me, my family used to tell me that, yo, if you don't respect yourself, nobody else is going to respect you. Mm-hmm. You know, and she didn't say this because I had this skin color or that. It just in general. You know, nobody's going to respect you unless you really show that you really respect yourself.
But how do you think as a community, I guess we don't show ourselves having self-respect? Because I have some kind of concept of what I would believe would be like.
You can tell you why? Because the same thing with family. I'm gonna keep the whole family analogy, right?
Okay.
When you have a family, right? Most of the time, whatever is done in your house when you was a kid, like whenever you was done in your house, if your mom like found out or somebody found out that you talking about what happened in your house outside, it's a problem. Like why you talking about our house business?
Yeah.
Outside in the street.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So it's the same thing. So this fact that we put our house business so far out in the street that is like everybody knows, like we telling ourselves it's like 48 hours kind of thing. It's like, you know, like we tell what's going on in our house more, we expose it to the world, and that's how the world sees it.
What do you mean, like people like we're going outside and we're telling about, oh well, this guy did this and this guy did that, and we're just talking to each other and telling each other. Not even that.
I'm talking about just even on social media. Look at social media, bro.
You know, a lot of times on social media, there's a lot of idiots out there that just literally be exposing themselves doing either crimes or cheating or just stupid stuff that just doesn't make sense to be doing. Even though I kind of like this mannequin challenge, it's been pretty fun.
I don't like it.
I like it. I can't stop. Yo,
I'm tired of mannequin challenge.
My birthday's coming up. I might make my wife and I do that shit somewhere. But
someone's gonna tell me that I'm gonna have to be on a video doing a mannequin challenge. But yo, I'm letting you know, if you see me doing a mannequin challenge, just know I'm doing it because, you know, peer pressure, and I hate it. Okay,
peer pressure.
Just know I'm doing it for love. But I hate it. I don't want to do the mannequin challenge.
Yo, but back to your point about us, you know, pretty much being embedded into the country. I mean, we watching the game right now, watching the Pittsburgh play against Dallas on the NFL. And yo, if they were to take us out, let's say for real, they would try to, cause some of this stuff at times look like genocide to me. But let's say where they really would try to like wipe us out the history books. Half, if not more than half of their entertainment in their history book would have to go in the garbage. Like they had to literally wipe out all these wins and all these rings and these champions. Like we are part of this. That's why I don't. It's like it's so crazy. Like we so embedded in this country that it's like you would think that it would just be different.
Yeah, bro. I guarantee you, bro. Half of the people who you probably read about or stories have you seen, bro, that it really you know, That's what they did. It's us. It's our story. Like for example, you know, like this this lady, she wrote The Matrix. She just won a
you
lawsuit.
about that one time.
She just won a lawsuit. I'm like, a lot of these fairy tales, a lot of things like that, you know.
They say the cell phone too.
Yeah, a lot of things is like that. But they just
jazz, hip hop,
whoever wins
R&B,
the war, write the story. Yeah.
Yep. Yo, you know what? Speaking of that, Young M.A., you heard about the guys? You told me, you was telling me with the Hennessy Kohefany?
Yeah.
It was 2 white kids that did it. They bought the copyrights.
That's crazy.
That's crazy. And then Cameron was lighting them up on it.
That's crazy.
Yo, it's true story though. That's what you just said. That's like literally the embodiment of what you just said that we've been doing. Like we've been letting them take our culture and just make money off. Them kids dead ass have a copyright of that word, bro. That's not amazing. I don't know what is. If that's not a 2016 example for you, I don't know what is. They took that word from a hit song that just put this girl on the map. Because she had music before. Nobody was talking about her until this record came out. And she could have put that word in copywritten and they did it before her.
Word.
That's fucking crazy. And then they sold it to Hennessy to be able to lease. Then they leased it to Hennessy. Yo.
I don't know.
Ladies and gentlemen, they're still breeding white people like that out here.
For real, yo.
I thought we was on the fair ground. That's crazy.
For real, if I see her,
if
I see her holding a bottle, bro, I'm out. Like I'm off. If I see her on IG holding that bottle, bro, I'm off IG. That's it.
Yo.
Cause they gotta pay her millions. Cause that's her joint. That's messed up.
I don't know. You know what? I don't know how the law works, and this is like specific on this topic, but she might be able to argue that. Like seriously, because she has to have that song copywritten. I'm pretty sure. So technically, that song is her song, and in that song she says that word, and that word was not ever spoken before that. So then logic would say if she brings it to court, she could argue that they stole one of my lyrics. You can't steal somebody's song. I don't know if that will work though.
Speaking of inventions, it's like, so I heard that think about how it was like the offices and stuff like that in like 1820 something 1900s and stuff like that, right? It was probably
speaking of lynchings?
Nah, inventions. So they had like a patent office.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Uh-huh.
Whoever get that patent in first, like invented it.
Yeah. You know who worked in the patent office?
Who?
Albert Einstein. Deadass. That's
I'm
crazy.
Not surprised.
That's crazy, right? Yeah. It's
I'm
crazy.
Not surprised.
I swear to God.
Yeah, because think about it, if my worker or my slave come to me like, yo, I'm like, yo, what the heck is that?
Well,
you draw that for me. Let me go over there. Or different
Einstein,
people.
well,
Just
he
save
wasn't
you.
that old.
Or just save me and you, for example, with the patent office, right?
Yeah.
I'm in your crib. You invent something, bro. I just snip that right quick. Bing. I go to the patent office. Yo, it's mine now, yo. It's a lot of inventions that came out.
Einstein worked in the patent office, and everybody calls him a genius.
Yeah.
So my question is, was he really a genius, or did he steal the idea from somebody else? Because I mean, you get to see inspirational things every moment. I would expect in a patent office. I mean,
let me get 1 minute. Go ahead, keep talking.
Alright. I would think you would get to see a lot of amazing things before anybody else if you're working in a patent office. But still, I guess the question still remains whether or not we believe he was a genius or not. I was just rambling off because this nigga had to go somewhere. Did you get what you needed?
Yeah, man.
All right.
Good, yeah.
We almost gonna wrap this up anyway. What else? So the election is over. Yeah. Trump is gonna be president.
It's back to reality now.
Yeah, it's back to reality. Get back to getting what you gotta get. Get your money up.
Mm-hmm.
Make sure your family's healthy. Count your blessings.
Yep.
Taking a look at something real quick on IG. There was some stuff that I was just surprised that people didn't see. On
shout out to the Knicks. You at 3-6, man. I gotta do way better, please.
Yo, this is my dude right here, B.
Yo.
Hey, sis, hey, Robert Frank, you need to do a video about the mannequin challenge. It's a new thing taking over the internet. All you have to do
What the hell you playing, man?
That's all we need. These motherfuckers standing around, not doing shit. It's Sunday, International Arm Day. These motherfuckers should be in the gym doing the clean up pump. 15 to 20 sets of bicep, tricep, super sets. So when they get home, open their drawer and throw in the smallest fucking shirt they own. Their guns are hugging the fucking sleeves. What the fuck goes on in this world? A bunch of motherfuckers that don't even live just sit around a campfire and think of dumb shit to do on the internet. Mannequin challenge, water bottle fit challenge. Fuck that. I'm gonna take the 130s for a ride on the incline challenge. I'm gonna curl the 100-pound dumbbell challenge. Some real fucking man shit. I'd be frozen in time. It's just man. It's just as fuck. Slow is the goal. Size is the prize. It's game the clock, motherfuckers. Let's go.
Yo, son. Yo, that's my G.
Nah, he's right though.
Yo, you said you didn't like the mannequin challenge.
like the
You had to
mannequin
agree with
challenge.
this dude right
I don't like
here.
the mannequin challenge.
Yo, I had to play it, my G. I had to play it. That shit was so funny.
I don't know
Yo,
why
that
I
made me
don't
want to
like
get
the
up and go to the gym right now.
Yeah, I went today for I went today for like an hour.
Yo, I liked this shit too. I just wanted to. This is the most funniest shit I've seen. This is a school picture. This is on World Star, people. I wanted to mention this one. It says most accuracy and quote of all time. Dude says, of course, it's some black dude got dreads. Right? He looking dead at the camera. Like, all right, I mean, skinnier version of Bob Marley. Right? Nigga says, bruh, we graduated just to go to school again. Oh shit, yo, dude is right though. Yo, you know what? You ever seen that movie Star Wars, Attack of the Clones? I don't know. It's
I get them all mixed up.
but it's like when they show how they make the robots and how they making the people. Yo, if you watch that movie, the way they show how they make the clones, that's how we live in real life, yo. You're born, you go to school, you gotta know this much, you gotta do this many years, then you gotta do this many times. Yo, literally everybody has a certain amount of years. Does not everybody realize that we have a certain amount of years on this earth to actually work in this country?
You know what's crazy?
We all gotta do 30 years each.
Drink.
It's like we enslaved before we even become free.
This is something I want to play too, but go ahead. I'm gonna get.
While we were born free, and yet we have to do. Think about this. You got to do 12 years of school. If you can do another, 8 years, you're good. So almost 20 years of school. Then you got to do 30 years of work. Before you turn 50, the government already decided how many years you're going to be here doing something for us as a country. That's insane, bro. I thought we was free. What if I wanted to wake up and do nothing? Let me hear what you going. Let me hear.
No, go ahead.
I've been talking. Come on, go. Let me hear what you going. What you gonna say?
Nah, it's a speech about here you go right here. Listen to this.
When I retired from boxing, I really don't know. I want to say something right here. This might make you all think. Life is not really long. Let's say the average person 30 years old. If you're 30 years old, you are not but about 7 years old. How can I prove it? Add up all the 7, 8, 9 hours you slept for 30 years. Out of 30 years, add up all the nights, last night when you went to bed and woke up this morning, you don't remember. You've been unconscious for about 8 years. If you're 30 years old, you slept about 8 years. Okay. How much traveling have you done in 30 years? From the television station to home, to another country, to another city, to school, to church. You've probably traveled 2 years of your life or spent just getting back and forth to where you're going. So there's 8 years of sleeping, 2 years of traveling. There's 30 years out of your life before you accomplish anything. How long do you sit in school? In America, we stay in school from the 12th grade from the 1st grade to 12th grade. Same here?
Yeah, virtually.
6 hours a day?
Yeah.
6 hours a day for 12 years. Break it down. You sat in the classroom for 3 years without leaving.
Wow.
Okay, 2 years of traveling, 8 years of sleeping, 3 years of school. How many movies have you went to? How many wrestling matches? How much entertainment? How many movie theaters, live plays, baseball games? Probably 2 years of entertainment. So by the time a man, you older people know him, bear with us what I'm saying, by the time you have children, by the time you have made a way for your children, by the time you've paid for your home, you're pushing 60 years old. So life is real short.
It's just crazy.
I just wanted to play that.
That was some
Because
real shit.
Muhammad Ali is one of the most realest speakers that we ever had, but a lot of people don't give him credit, man. It's crazy how he's one of the most powerful speakers, and now he can't even. Yeah,
we lost him this shit.
Yeah, but even before that, though, we still couldn't hear him talk. Like, imagine how much wisdom he had.
Yep.
During that time,
how much more he had to offer.
Yeah,
it's just crazy, and it's crazy that we lost him this year to now next year have this guy in office.
Yeah,
it's insane. But he said some real shit. That's crazy because yo, I don't know. I think we said it last week.
What?
You 29. You just turned 29.
Yeah, you about to be 29.
I'm 28. I'm about to be 29 this week.
Yeah.
Yo, we about to be 7 years old.
Yeah.
Holy shit, that's crazy. Cause we got one more year of this, and then we be hitting that 30 mark. And technically, what he just broke down, literally, is for our age.
Yeah, that's what we do. I know I spent at least a year or two playing video games.
Hell yeah, bro. Playing video games. Thinking about girls. Watching porno. Everything, yo. Let's be real, son. We was out there doing everything but productive shit.
Yep.
Playing basketball, football. Just playing for, just having fun. Sometimes you don't see how much fun, like, in a day you really got to put on the side. Like, now that I'm older and we older, I got a bunch of games. I don't even play them, bro. I have no time. I literally come home, got my son and my other son. I gotta go get them now. Every day, bring them to school, bring them back. It's crazy. You have no time. Especially you have 2 kids. You have 1, bro. You know how hard it is.
Yeah.
I mean, it's fun. I love it. I love every minute. Even when I'm, frustrated, I still look at them with the gleam of like, damn, son, it's my legacy. But, bro,
I just don't understand how people can have
it's just so short.
I can't say I don't understand. I don't know, because if you have a kid, bro, and you see a kid, like, I don't understand how people could just be out. Like,
yeah,
I don't understand.
I remember when you was first going through it, and you made me feel good about even when, because remember we both had our girls pregnant at the same time.
Yeah.
Just mine gave birth before yours.
Yeah.
It was like,
for like 4 or 5 months.
You going through it, it kind of made me feel better because I was going through it too, but I was like, I was like, damn, I gotta go through this alone a little bit. You know what I mean? I had somebody who's kind of in the same situation. You was dealing with your girl the same way I was in. Because, yo, these girls go through mood swings, bro. Yo, I mean, some of them, God bless my wife, though, but she was something else at times.
I don't know. I'm going to say, I'm going to do a Lil Wayne shit there. I'm going to say no comment on that one, bro.
I'm just saying, like, it was cool because I know, you was, real nervous about it. So I'm kind of like coaching you through, because I already been through this shit. So I was coaching you through it all. So it's like, while I was coaching you, it's like it was giving me encouragement too. Like, damn, I'm like, cause it was frightening. It's still frightening to know though. You go home, you got 2 kids, like 2 people that look up to you, 2 people who need your attention, who want your time. And my baby, like this kid, like he loved me in a way that I never thought I would ever get to see, as a father. Because I grew up in a way, in the old school way, and your dad's like there for you, but he's not really there for you. Like, you know what I mean? Like he never hug you or nothing like that type of shit. That's just I don't know about you, but that's the kind of dad I had. So we men, we don't do shit like that. I ain't saying I needed that all the time, but one time would have been nice. But anyway, it's just amazing. So I was still a little frightened throughout the whole thing. So talking to you about it and helping you going through your fright was making me feel good, because I know
it's different. I got a daughter, bro, so I think it's a little different, bro.
No, I mean it's still different, but I mean like as far as like just the fact that I was going from like, 1 to 2.
Look, I was listening to this show. This show had me die. He was like, how how after they had the kid or whatever, they put him in like the incubators and shit, and they be all the kids all around.
Yeah.
He just so right next to his daughter or whatever. They had a kid like butt naked, like he just came out the shower.
Yeah.
So he said he's looking at his daughter, like looking like he said his daughter was just born, like he's like, is she looking? He said, so he tried to tell, yo, you need to
wrap it up. Clean this kid up, yo. Why you still naked for?
I don't want my first daughter to be seeing this.
This is hanging all over the place. What's going on here? What kind of hospital y'all running in there? This is crazy, yeah. It's true though. It's true. I remember that night. You know what I'm saying? It happened the same exact way. My first son was born 3 days after his prediction date. Same thing. Both of them born on the 6th. Crazy, right? 6 years apart, born on the 6th.
That's crazy. 666, bro.
He was born July my oldest born July, my youngest born December. That's 6 months.
July and December.
6 months.
Yeah.
666. That's crazy. Anyway, other than my satanic children, no, stop saying that shit. I love my kids. And they not. It's just coincidental, and it's not really accurate because the dates don't really count. My son is 7 now, and my baby's not even 1 yet. So technically, he will never really be like 7 years apart. But still, I remember that night, bro. That next day, you sit in the hospital still because you said I wait there mad long. It never happens right away. You gotta wait 4 centimeters, 10 centimeters, whatever crazy number it is.
Yeah, I think it's 10.
Yo,
is it 10? I can't remember.
I forgot, bro. I don't want to remember. Yeah. It's over. I'm happy it's over.
You seen everything, like
yeah, of course. I cut the umbilical cord. I cut
Me too.
I cut both my sons. I told you. Remember I told you?
Yeah.
I said I know. It seems crazy, and it's just like
you told me.
You don't know how you gonna feel, but once the baby comes out, everything just changes.
Yeah.
And it's just like, yo, you just the sense comes.
I wasn't even. I thought I was gonna be like, like nauseous and.
Nah.
Yo, I would just
I watched
just
the whole
in shock, like just in disbelief.
I was just waiting. I was just like excited, like, yo, shit's happening.
Yo, bro,
God,
I swear,
like,
bro.
I'm more nervous that the kid can't make it out. He can't breathe or some shit. I'm not even thinking about how it's happening.
My daughter came right out, bro. Boop. Yo, I swear when she came out, she came out with her eyes open, bro. She was just looking right, she looked right at me, bro. She was just like this, and I'm just looking at her like. like with my eyes, yo.
Yeah, I told you. Yo, for me, it was the most amazing feeling of both times. I got to cut both umbilical cords. Only thing, the second time was mad people there because they had, it's Albert Einstein. It's a school hospital. So they asked you if you could, if you allow like people to come in to watch the birth.
And you did.
I don't know what my wife said because I wasn't there. Because at one point, they asked me to leave. She had I said, I don't know. I guess she said yes. I'm not sure. I didn't care. They all helped. It wasn't like they were just standing around though. It was helping. But so it was just that they were all there.
Did they smack your son on the ass
though?
Like they smack your son on the ass?
No.
That's what I'm saying. They didn't do that either. That's like the old school.
They had to. As soon as the thing happened and it started going down, I cut the umbilical cord once she was completely out. They actually the lady kind of jumped the gun. And I was like, yo, want to cut it? And she kind of like already said, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even cut it that much.
Nah, they didn't even say something.
And I cut it anyway. And
they said, Dad, do you want to,
No, this one, they were rushing.
Cut the cord?
They were rushing because they had a lot of people waiting. Like, it was crazy how many people was pregnant at the same time. You hear people screaming, and the way it was is like, once they had you in the room, that meant that there was time.
It was crazy. I had like the timer. You know how when you got like
you got to keep watching it.
The contractions and all that.
We got to keep watching it. I remember that. You got to keep looking at the monitor,
right?
Yeah,
I think, hold on. Let me just wrap it up by saying this. I'm happy that you feel better because you definitely was in a slump and everything about this whole election thing. I'm definitely that you feeling better, yo. I feel like you were just so emotionally and so everything involved because you watched everything, every sentence, every speech after the opinions of the CNN, MS. You watched everything. You had your notepad. You watched it with your glasses on, bro.
I felt like it was an important election.
But you were just OD. Like every day you would call me and talk to me for like 2 hours, 2.5 hours about this election. So I knew it hurt you. Cause yo, bro, when when I hit you, that's why I kept putting LOL. Cause I'm like, I know this nigga good.
Yo, I was so here,
you like, yo, bro. That's it, bro. It's I thought you was bugging. You was bugging, man.
Yo, for me, I really wasn't better because
I like, yo, why you texting me LOL for? Yo, it's not no laughing matter.
Yo, I was tight, nigga. I was tight. I'm still tight, man.
You see, that's the reason why, I never want to talk about this ever again. You know what?
Yo, I was dead ass going, I wasn't going to come to the podcast. I was like, yo, fuck this shit, son.
You said, Donald Trump is going to sue us.
I'm sorry.
You told me Donald Trump was going to sue us for the podcast,
no lie, bro. No lie. I'm not going to talk about him after this podcast.
Yo.
He dead ass said that, though.
You're like, he's going to sue us, man. He's going to eliminate the whole press. Or write the press, man.
He said that.
Yo,
I'm dead serious.
Yo, bro.
He did say that. Like, in all honesty.
So what's the time limit on that?
Yo, we already like we way past.
Yeah, we way past the time limit.
Well, you know what's good though, cause we always wanted to make sure we give you guys enough to enjoy. But yeah, this is episode 5. We killed Geppetto podcast.
Yes,
I
sir.
am King Vega.
I'm King Neil.
Have a great night, folks.
Sir.